We have nothing but mixed kids running around down here.
What the hell?
When Emmett Till was killed in 1955, I believe it was, he died for whistling and simply looking at a white woman. Now we have went from there to making babies with these white women. Now we're sleeping with them and having kids and nobody's dying.
I can't do this. If he say one more thing about we having babies with white women and we free now, and I'm gonna have to shut. I'm gonna be forced to shut this shit off.
That was almost 100 years ago, and we're now sleeping with white women. And white
I'm done. I'm done. Y'all, we gotta touch on this right quick because they done came out with a Officer Tatum 2.0. Now, this guy claims to be Nolan Wells' barber or something like that, but he is definitely, when I seen him on a Don Lemon show, he's definitely caping for these people. So I believe they sent him out just like they've been doing. They gather all the black people to come out and keep us quiet. This is just another one. For anybody that's in favor of we need to be quiet, I just think you have been sent. You got some fighters in Mississippi, and you got some people that's like, no, we don't want that smoke, because they have the DNA from their, they got that fear DNA. But you got some fighters too. But let's get into it, y'all.
Now see, this is the stuff that you gotta wait for. This type of evidence, right? Now, I'm gonna help you out here. All right, I hear Bart and them parents are suing. Bart's name was mentioned on the video. Okay. Well, I asked one of his friends, who was a black guy, about Bart a few days ago. And they said that Bart was cleared already. And according to the black people, they cleared Bart. I don't even know if the police cleared Bart. But it sounds like the black people that's involved cleared Bart. They said Bart ain't had nothing to do with it. But Bart's name is all over that tape. But if these black guys are telling the truth, then guess what? You see why his daddy's suing.
Why do he keep using the word black? These black people said, so if these black people cleared it, then that means it's true. The black guy, because he knows that there's an outrage of black people speaking up for Nolan Wells. This is how they think. He's going to think like them. The black people said that their name is clear, so that means all of y'all black people need to get off of these people's case. That's why he keeps mentioning black people. None of the white people out there are speaking out. They're sending the black people out to try to quiet us down. This is how your modern day pastor was set up in slavery time. I need you to read these certain scriptures to calm the black people down. And just like Nolan Wells' dad has stated, when the other Frank Tristan came out, he said, look, you're just doing this for clout. And this, in my honest opinion, I believe this dude is doing this for clout. I want y'all to observe his body language, how he keep rubbing his hands together. He looks like he's so happy to be in front of Don Lemon.
His name is Emmanuel Cuttenwith. And he has been doing videos on this on his social media, but also I should say he knows the people involved. He says he's known them for years and that he gave Nolan his first haircut. He knows the family. So Mr. Cuttenwith, welcome. Thank you for joining the Don Lemon Show this morning. How you doing?
I'm good, man. Hey, I'm glad to be here with you. Just to clarify something, the Cuttenwith, that's my social media name, Cuttenwith E. So you could, my first name is Emmanuel, but that's my social media, Cuttenwith E on YouTube and IG and Facebook and all of that.
Already. It ain't about, oh man, Nolan passed away. You ain't even say thank you, Don, for having me. None of that shit. You just came straight. This my social media. This lets you know. He just want the clout. I couldn't wait for everybody to see me.
For that. But yeah, but I appreciate you guys having me on, man.
Now
So
you
talk to me
appreciate it.
about. Thank you for clarifying that. But we want to make sure that you get people know who you are, that they are on your social media and they watch because you have some
That's
good
what it's
stuff.
about.
And also, if they're there, that they give you some business. I think that's fair in this, especially in this environment that we're in. So talk to me.
Some business? No, this is about Nolan, bro. What do you mean business?
Emmanuel, how do you know Nolan? Let's start with how you know Nolan Wells and his family.
Okay, well, I've been knowing his mom since she was like in high school and whatnot. But I can't, and his stepfather, we still work out in the same gym together right now. And I came to know Nolan through his. She had this lady babysitting him, and I'm real good friends with her son Bingo. And they would bring him around, bring him to my barbershop all the time. And
I hope y'all caught that stepfather thing.
I gave him his first haircut, and we used to have him to say every time he would leave, we would say, "What's your name?" And he would say, "Nolan Wells," and we all used to laugh at it. We used to make him say his name every single time, man. He was a funny little kid, man. That was what was up, though. But yeah,
Yeah,
that's how I came to first know him.
yeah. And over the years, you watched him grow up.
Yeah, I watched him grow. I didn't see him for a period of time, and then he became a football player, and I used to go to his games and watch him play all the time. And his dad was a football player as well out of Morris Point. He went up to Mississippi State, and so I knew he was gonna be a stellar athlete. You know what I'm saying? His dad working with him every day the way he was. Uh, everybody that come through his dad's training and stuff like that, all be pretty good athletes. And Nolan wasn't no difference. He was good. He was a great athlete.
So now that you're familiarized with who this guy is, let's get into what everybody's talking about with this interview.
Listen, man, I want to say this to you. I know it's probably not following your questionnaires, but that is a problem that we're having here.
I know I'm not following your questions, but I'm going to say something that's letting you know he come there for one thing only. Y'all people that's out there online trying to get justice for Nolan Wells, trying to figure out answers, y'all need to be quiet.
There's a lot of blacks, right along with a lot of whites, that are having this problem. When Ben Crump and Al Sharpton came to our state, I think one thing they did wrong was you can't come down here and start saying that our state is prejudiced. This is prejudiced place. This is the state that lynched and killed Emmett Till. Well, that was 71 years ago. And
What happened with Emmett Till don't matter because it was 70 something years ago. We can't dwell on the past, but we know in order to know where we're going, we got to understand our past because history is repeating itself. This was years later. She came out and said, well, he really didn't whistle at me. This is what they want to happen with the Nolan Wells situation. Years later, when we 70, 80 years old, they all of a sudden come out, yeah, it's been on my conscience, man. It's been on my conscience, buddy, that, we did that to old Nolan. Nah, we not doing that. We ain't doing that.
Emmett Till was killed for looking and whistling at a white woman. These days,
you see how he said that was facts? Emmett Till was unalive for whistling at a white woman. He totally discarded that she came out and said that was a lie.
it's so many blacks having babies with white people. White men are marrying black women down here. We have so many sandy brown haired mixed babies running around down here.
Oh my gosh, I hope y'all see what I see. I hope y'all see what I see. This is how they want all the black people in America to be. They want our minds to be like this.
One is we are a military community. That's how we got here. My dad is originally from Louisiana and my mom's New Orleans. And my dad was military. That's how I got here. That's what we are. And it's a gumbo. Everybody, white people, try their best.
Gumbo meaning it's a damn melting pot. That's what he means. It's a melting pot out there.
To not ruffle the feathers of black people. And black people try their best not to ruffle the feathers of white people for the majority of it. So when Ben Crump come to this town and start saying things like that, he's alienating these people and he's getting pushback now. That's why he's getting all this pushback. and it's going to me, it's hurting the whole entire investigation, which is why he's probably not getting a lot of help from people. To me, that's the deal. You cannot come in here and tell us how racist we are. Well, these people showing you how they hate you doing that type of stuff in our community, and he's going to get this type of pushback that he's getting when
Okay.
Mind you, there's been a divide. And let me correct you, bro. White people don't give a damn if they ruffle y'all feathers out there. Your feathers been ruffled, but you never took flight. So you need your damn feathers ruffled.
Okay, can I jump in here?
Divide and conquer.
Okay. Now, look, I'm from Louisiana, so I know there's lots of mix. I mean, we are all, that's what Creole and mulatto is about. We've been mixing it up. We invented mixing it up in Louisiana, so I understand what you're saying. But that doesn't end racism. Sometimes it heightens it.
Talk to him. Get that damn smile off his face. Get that damn smile off his face. You thought Don was a butt man? Talk to him, Don. Again, he's still doing this with his hands. This means either he's nervous or he's happy. He's so damn happy that he's on a platform so then he could go promoting his barbershop and all of that shit. Check him out, man.
Right? Because then there's a hierarchy, and then there's colorism, and then people say, well, I can't be racist because I'm married to a white person or whatever, or I'm married to a black person. And we know that that's not true. The other thing that sounds like, though, and I just want to put this in, I'm not trying to insult you, is like, it kind of sounds like back in the civil rights movement when people would say these outside agitators are coming here and telling us what to do, and we don't want race mixing here. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I understand how people may feel, but sometimes
no, you be quiet with your beard.
Into account.
You be quiet with your beard. Talk to him, Don.
Sometimes it takes, and I'm not saying they're doing this, but just to think about this, sometimes it takes someone who comes from the outside to hold up a mirror so that you can see what's happening, because sometimes you're too close for the forest to see the trees. All right.
Okay.
So I'm not saying that doesn't exist, that people shouldn't feel that way, but I think that people should have an open mind about it, because
shut your mouth.
That's what civil rights leaders did back in the day.
Well,
okay, go on.
We do. I'm for them coming to find justice, but you cannot walk into this town claiming it's racism. All these same state that killed Emmett Till, these racist white people. When 30.
That's what happened. Let's get another segment of the rhetoric that he's trying to spew, and he's trying to push this agenda of we get along out here. White folks, they respect the hell out of us.
We don't know that. I'm not going there.
Yeah,
that's not what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm saying it could be over something else. It may be over a girl. Why does race have to lead every time? Why are we leading this investigation with race? Because that's where you're upsetting everybody at, is when you're saying race, when he's been hanging with them same white guys all his life. And
I have an explanation for you about why, possibly. Because when the photographs came out initially, it was just Nolan with all white people. Right. And he's and so the world, this is not just Ben Crump. The family asked Ben Crump to come in. It's not like he volunteered to do this. OK, talk to him. So, and not that I'm defending Ben Crump. I'm just sort of explaining to you why why people think race is involved, or why it's involved. First of all, let's just be honest, Emmanuel. We know the history of the country. We do know the history of Mississippi. And one of the best indicators of what the present is and possibly the future is the history, right, of something, the history of your medical thing. You heard Al Sharpton say that at the funeral. When you go into the doctor and you say, this hurts, or I have this ailment, and they go, what medication are you taking? What's your family's medical history? Okay, so you have that history in Mississippi. Not everybody lives in Mississippi. And so the people who are on the internet, the people who don't live in Mississippi, they see a black guy with all white guys and they go, oh, he's the only one that didn't come home. The history of Mississippi, blah, blah, blah. So people start putting two and two together, and that's why race is involved in this, because that is.
And here's the thing, y'all. When y'all ever in some type of debate with somebody who look like you, remember, all skin folk ain't kinfolk.
Start putting two and two together, and that's why race is involved in this, because that is the history of America. Now, whether race played a role in his demise, No one knows it. No one knows that. But there is no denying that race plays a part in this case simply because of the optics. That's where the race part came in. That may be offensive to some people there, but the truth is often offensive. That is the reality in America. Yeah, yes, sir. You can ask me. We're here to have a conversation.
Okay. When does that go out of the window for as, you know, this racial component of Mississippi history years ago? How can we accept that history when it comes to
you can accept it by acknowledging the problem. You accept it by acknowledging the problem and acknowledging the reality of the history of the country. You accept it by saying,
he's so happy they having babies with white women, bro. Like, bro, that's your main focus? We have babies with white women.
I understand why people think race is involved. I understand why. I
understand why people do it, but what I'm saying is it a fair assessment for us?
Of course, it's a fair assessment.
We have nothing but a bunch of. We have nothing but mixed kids running around down here.
But just because you have mixed kids, because you have mixed kids, it doesn't mean that you're not racist.
But Don, nobody's dying now. Back then, they died for looking at her. Like things haven't changed.
Let me ask you this, Emmanuel. Do you know why Nolan died or how?
No, I do not.
Okay. All right.
So I'm for an investigation. That's why I said I'm for Al and them coming here and investigating. But Don, what I'm saying is I don't think he should have led with this strong racial, the same people who killed Emmett Till. And I mean
that's called fighting for justice. What the hell is wrong? I don't know if I could continue with this, y'all. I don't know. If he say one more thing about we having babies with white women and we free now, and I'm gonna have to I'm gonna be forced to shut this shit off.
That was almost 100 years ago, and we're now sleeping with white women, and white men are now
done. My bad, y'all. I was gonna get some more, but bruh, he mentioned we sleep with white women so damn much. Like, bruh, is that your only point? Is that your only point? Hell with justice for Nolan Wells. Hell that he was surrounded by white people. Hell about the history. We don't care about the history and what they did to us. We don't care about none of that. And history don't repeat itself because we're moving on up to the east side. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this guy, this character. Y'all let me know what y'all think about him, because there was a shift in a lot of people's lives where as though they noticed what the hell was going on around them, and they figured out that being docile and being quiet is a more comfortable life. You had people that were fighters, and then later on, they're like, this is too much. It's more comfortable with just getting along with these people, no matter what they do to us. And y'all let me know, do y'all want a part 2 of this? Because I was going to get more of the interview, but I had no idea that he kept on harping on the fact that we're progressing because we're having babies with white women. And I'm on vacation. But usually when I take y'all on vacation with me, I'm putting on an accent and everything. But you guys let me know if you want to, do another reaction to the interview. I don't know. I don't know. The guy, he loco, man. He's crazy. I don't know. He's crazy. Maybe 730. He's 730 shot. I don't know. Y'all get in the comment section, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this dude, man. Is he there to promote his barber business? Is he there to promote his podcast? Or do he really want justice for Nolan Wells? All because he showed up at the funeral and he knew Nolan since he was a kid. Understand, you got people that have come in your life as a child, they knew you, but they didn't really know you when you grew up. Like, yo, I remember you singing, but you really didn't know the person. We hang around them. When he said he was at the gym with his pops, do they be talking, like, or do you just see him like, yo, what up, bro? Yeah. Or do you not even speak? I don't know, man. This should look real clout chasing, man. Y'all let me know if y'all want me to do a part 2, though, man. I went long with this. I ain't gonna do too much editing and all of that because that's gonna take too much time. I want to get this out to the people, and I'm on vacation. But y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Big Kish signing out. Gone, y'all.